Please rise for the National Anthem as performed by Lauren Zaski.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lauren. You may be seated. Good evening, everyone. It is my honor and pleasure as the principal of Ogemaw Heights High School to welcome you to the viewing of the first part of our hybrid commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2020. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to honor all of the members of the armed forces and first responders. Thank you for your tireless dedication and commitment to keeping all of us safe and free. The senior year of high school has always been filled with highs and lows, has always been accompanied by happiness and sadness, and usually culminates with a mixture of feelings ranging from relief of completing one chapter in your life to the hopeful anticipation of future endeavors. In some respects, this year was not much different from other years. In many other respects, however, this year has been vastly different from previous years and, in a sense, has been unique. Seniors, since March, you have been bombarded and inundated with terms like unprecedented and at this time and until further notice. Through all of this, many of you were disappointed, but you were not defeated. You were down, but you were definitely not out. You had every reason to be frustrated with me for the steady stream of cancellations that I was sharing with you on what seemed like to be a daily basis. A funny thing happened, though, as I checked my email on a daily and what seemed like hourly basis. In my inbox, instead of angry messages from the students, I found messages offering encouragement, wishing me good health, safety, and most of all, thanking me for all that I had done for them. I cannot describe to you how thankful I am to be associated with such a positive, resilient, and caring group of individuals. It has truly been my pleasure to serve as your principal. Let's now take a moment to recognize the unsung heroes who were instrumental in helping all of our seniors get to this point, the parents. Seniors, I think we all can agree that your parents were the glue that held everything together for the last 4 years. Parents, on behalf of the teachers, administrators, and Board of Education, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be a part of the lives of your children as they travel down the path to adulthood. It has truly been our pleasure. The time, the work, and the love that you put into raising your children is clearly evident in the fine young adults that they have become. This is a significant accomplishment, and you have every reason to be extremely proud. I would also like to take the time to personally thank all of you for your support and encouragement during this difficult time. Here at West Branch Rose City Area Schools, we truly appreciate all you do to help Ogemaw Heights and all of our schools be great places to work and to learn. I will leave you today with a quote that I have often used to guide me. It is a simple statement from Pastor Charles Swindell, and it goes, "We are all faced with a series of great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. As you move on to college, military, or enter the workforce, I encourage you all to take the inevitable challenges that will come your way and to turn those into opportunities to prove to the world what we here at Ogemaw Heights already know, that you are strong, you are intelligent, and you are uniquely prepared to meet any challenge that may come your way. Thank you again for 4 great years." At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Salutatorian for the class of 2020, Ember Sampington. Ember is the daughter of Wade and Erin Sampington. Ember is a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, the Theatrical Troupe, and was a crew member of the Ogemaw Youth Theater. Ember plans to attend college with the goal of pursuing a career in dramaturgy. Please welcome Ember.
When I sat down to write this speech, I was stumped. How do you sum up 4 years into 4 minutes? But then again, I'm not just talking about my 4 years. I'm talking about over 100 different people's 4 years. For some people, maybe they were the best 4 years of their lives. For others, maybe every single day was a struggle. Nevertheless, we're all here together at the end. Well, sort of. And no matter who you are, I know there's not a single one of you who can say, "Oh, high school, it was a breeze, it was so easy," because no matter who you are, you stumbled somewhere along the way, and you struggled to get back up. But here's the thing. You did it. We all did it. We made it. It's all over, and we achieved the goal we set out for ourselves. We graduated. Just take a deep breath. Relax for a second. Good job. Everyone is so proud of you. Your parents, your family, your friends, your teachers, they're all so very, very proud of you. You've come a long way from the freshmen who were bumbling their way around the math and science hall looking for Mrs. Belt's room and who had 10 different subs in health or gym. You never did manage to win the spirit stick, but you are the reigning champions of the homecoming float building contest. You were the first to compete at Thespians Festival. You were the swimming team who dominated even though you didn't have a pool. You were the football team who broke our losing streak. You were the first members of Bridge Group, the Robotics Club, the Chess Club, and so many other clubs. You were the band that managed to have the same band teacher all 4 years of high school. We did all that, you guys, and I think that's pretty cool. And we did all that in only 4 years. Now think of all the things that we can do with all the time that lies ahead of us. From where we are right now, we can go anywhere we want to be. We can go anywhere we want to go. By graduating high school, we've opened the door to endless opportunity. Right now, you are sitting at the threshold of the real world, and anything can happen if you let it. Just because this is the end of high school doesn't mean that it has to be the end of your growth as a person. Never stop being curious. Continue to educate yourself through any means that you can, be it by going to college or entering the military or joining the workforce. Continue to expand your mind and explore the world by using these experiences to your benefit. Find something that you're passionate about and actively pursue it. When you see a need for change or a need for improvement, work to be that change, to bring about that improvement. We are the leaders of the future. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with some advice from the ancient world before you go out to face our modern world. I'd like to give you these in Latin and in English because, in my opinion, speaking a dead language, no matter what it is, makes you automatically cool in any situation, and in English so that you can share it with the people around you. The first one is Tempedi endi causua niscare, or in English, the cause of fear is ignorance. And I knew from when I wanted to put a quote into my speech, that I wanted to include one about fear. And I think you know why. We are the class of 2020, the year of protests, of riots. Oh boy. We are the class of 2020, the year of protests, of riots, of the pandemic, of murder hornets. There's a lot of scary stuff going on. So what is the antidote to fear? The answer to that is education and exploration. If you find yourself afraid or uncomfortable about something, continue to research it, to explore it, to try and understand it. The more you do that, the less fear you're going to have and the less discomfort you're going to feel. You also need to look at yourself, to pull out the thoughts and fears that hide in the corners of your mind and lay them out before you in the sunlight. This may make you uncomfortable, but you need to examine yourself and to understand yourself before you can understand and conquer your fears. This may make you uncomfortable, but it's actually a practice in self-care. Don't deny your feelings or your thoughts or your fears. Examine them. Why do I think this? Why do I fear this? Why do I feel this? By doing this, by not hiding these thoughts, you're going to improve yourself and you're going to make the world a better place one step at a time. The second quote I'd like to give you is quite long, but it's Tic horum et lorem perdoit olim, which means, sort of, be tough and be patient. Someday this pain will be useful to you. I think being a Falcon has taught you that life is not always easy, and everyone here throughout our time has learned this in different ways. But what have these challenges taught us? They taught us that we are brave, that we are resilient, that we are strong, and that we can get through anything. And that's amazing. Guys, we did it. We graduated. Seemed like it might not happen for a second there, but we did do it. And that's amazing. And what has this year taught us, even though it's been tough? That we are brave and that we are resilient. And these are traits that are going to be so valuable in the lives that lie ahead of us, more valuable than almost anything you can possess. I am truly grateful to have shared the past 4 years with you and for you guys having shared your lives with me. We have gone from childhood to maturity in these halls, and even though the time at high school may be over, I wish you all the best in all of your endeavors. I know that all of you have the potential to do great things. Well, go out and let the world see your marvelous selves. Thank you.
Thank you, Ember. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian for the class of 2020, Benjamin Walby. Ben is the son of Dave and Patty Walby. Ben is a member of the National Honor Society, the theatrical troupe, the bridge crew, and competed in the sports of soccer, cross country, swim, and track and field. Ben plans on attending college to pursue a career in the field of computer science. Everyone, Benjamin Walby.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for coming here. I would also like to thank you all of the teachers, the staff, for supporting us over the years. We couldn't have made it here without you. Thank you. One reads alone, even in another's presence. This is from If Upon a Winter's Night, a Traveler, by Italo Calvino. We read the same words, but we experience them differently. We feel differently about the characters. We interpret actions in different ways. That's what we've been doing in high school. We've all gone to the same classes, walked the same hallways, we went to the same high school, but each of our experiences has been unique. Each of us has gone through this shared experience of high school, learning different lessons that we will hold on to for our entire lives. Whether it was watching your team win a game, getting a standing ovation at a play, studying for a test to boost your grade, selling an animal at the fair, or accomplishing anything, we have all learned lessons. We've learned to work hard, to help others, and have gotten to find out a little of what life has to offer. Whether it be trade school, college, or going straight into the workforce, we are now ready to continue our lives with something new, using what we have learned. We can now follow our own paths, leading to whatever we choose. Thank you for your time. Congratulations, everybody.
Thanks, Ben. Well, this year's class speaker is a person that you all know and love. In his over 27 years of teaching, he has displayed a tireless dedication to making the high school experience as enjoyable, as informative, and as fun as it can possibly be for his students. Please welcome Mr. Chris Powley.
Good evening. It is a great honor to have the opportunity to address the class of 2020 as their commencement speaker. I would like to take this opportunity to also thank Mr. Mikulski, Mr. Doan, members of the Board of Education. I would also like to thank the parents, family members, and friends of the graduates for supporting them on this momentous journey. Most of all, I would like to thank the graduates of the class of 2020 for allowing me to address you in these crazy times. As some of you are aware, this is the 8th time that I have been asked to be the commencement speaker, and each time I have waited till the last week to write the address, and this address is no different. I will try to drive home a message, get some tears flowing, make people laugh, but most importantly, be done in 15 minutes. I have entitled this address, Obvious Things That Many Miss. There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then they eventually, one looks at the other and says, "What the heck is water?" So often we take for granted all the little things in our lives because we are so in tune with getting to the next thing. I once heard about an experiment a school teacher did with the children in her class. They made 3 groups of plants which they watered exactly the same. To the first group, they lavished attention and spoke nice words. To the second group, they did nothing but made negative comments about. To the third group, they ignored as much as possible. As you might expect, the first group of plants thrived. The second were small and stunt. The third group was even worse than the second group, small, wilty, weak, and dying. Without realizing it, this is the way people live their lives, by taking huge chunks of it for granted, by ignoring it. We wake up in the morning without a second thought for the fact that we are alive, that throughout the night our hearts kept beating, our lungs kept filling with air without us having to do a single thing. Our feet on the floor, and we're off to the shower without even considering the magic involved in walking, the balance, the coordination. We turn on the water and never marvel at the mechanical genius that means we can have hot water delivered to us without us having to do more than turn our wrist and pay the bill, of course. We eat our breakfast and drink our coffee and arrange our day and juggle our appointments with our loved ones, rarely without even noticing how amazing it is to do all these things at once without appreciating the good people around us, without knowing how wonderful it is even to have food in our bellies and a roof over our head. We ignore so much of the goodness in our life, only missing it when it is gone. The only time I would not take my body for granted was when I was sick, when I couldn't just jump out of bed without sneezing, wheezing, and blowing my nose. The only time I appreciated the fact that I had a washing machine was when it wasn't broken and I couldn't do my laundry and just walk away. And then we wonder why our lives aren't as we wish, why they aren't matching our ideal. But if we ignore what we do have, it never has a chance to grow, to become perfect. The answer? Gratitude. The opposite of taking things for granted. By being thankful for what you do have, exactly as it is, you give it the space and the nourishment to become more. You transform your perspective on life. No longer are you a victim, lost as life pushes you into whatever direction you wish. You can't judge and be grateful at the same time. Envision a child when you give them a present. When they are truly grateful and excited for what you have given them, you want to give them more. Now consider the same child who is not grateful, who complains about what you have just given. The last thing you want to do is give more. Life is a giver of gifts, large and small, and you are the child. Be grateful for what you have. Don't ignore the blessings under your nose. But often we sit at our boring, unfulfilling jobs, dreaming of being on vacation. I'll only be happy when I'm there, on the beach. Then can I relax and do the things I want to do. I'll be peaceful on vacation. It's actually this job. The people are stupid. No one realizes how amazing I am, how much this place needs me. Without me, everything would fall to pieces. I definitely need a new job. Only then I'll be able to shine. Only then I'll be able to live my purpose. We look at our partners and the way that they walk and they talk and they sit and they eat. I'll never find true love with her. I need someone else, someone more able, more refined, more intelligent. Only then will I be content. We look at our bodies and the way that they wobble and they go gray and how parts don't work. When I lose that weight, I'll be perfect. Only then can I love myself fully. Later, always later. Always somewhere, something, someone else. Don't do it. Happiness, satisfaction, peace, true love is only found right now, right here within you. You don't need to look any further. Don't ignore the beauty of what you do have right now or who you are right now in this very moment. So let's take a deeper look at these 4 traits and see if we can truly understand how important they are. First was happiness. True happiness is enjoying your own company and living in peace and harmony with your body, mind, and soul. True happiness is a state of mind constantly being in love with yourself. For being truly happy, you need neither other people nor materialistic things. Happiness is the consequence of personal effort. William Morris states the secret of true happiness lies in taking a genuine interest in all of the details of your daily life. The second was satisfaction. True satisfaction lies in your own heart. nobody can make you satisfied in life. Being yourself is the best satisfaction. Analyze yourself first. Follow this. Surely you will feel a change. Just sit and think all the moments which made you happy. A Quaker had a sign put on a vacant piece of land next to his home. This land will be given to anyone who is truly satisfied. A wealthy farmer who was riding by stopped to read the sign and said to himself, "Since our friend the Quaker is so ready to be part with his plot, I might as well claim it before someone else does. I am a rich man and have all I need, so I certainly qualify." With that, he went up to the door and explained what he was there for. "And art thou truly satisfied?" the Quaker asked. "I am indeed, for I have everything I need." "Friend," said the Quaker, "if you are truly satisfied, what do you want the land for?" The third was peace. True peace is about looking at yourself in the mirror every day and not feeling guilty about anything. It is about being happy with what you have and not being pricked by the jealousy of seeing others having more. It is about feeling the joy of life and sharing the joy of helping others. There once was a king who offered a prize to the artist who would paint the best picture of peace. The contest stirred the imagination of artists everywhere. Many artists wanted a chance at winning the prize. Paintings from far and wide began to arrive. The king looked at all the pictures, uncovering one peaceful scene after another as the onlookers clapped and cheered. The tensions grew as only two pieces remained veiled. As the king pulled the cover over one, a hush fell over the crowd. It was a picture of a calm lake. The lake was a perfect mirror for peaceful towering mountains all around it. Overhead was a beautiful sky with fluffy white clouds. Along the grassy shore, a flock of sheep grazed undisturbed. All who saw this picture thought it was a perfect picture of peace. Surely this was the winner. The king uncovered the last painting, and the crowd gasped in surprise. Could this be peace? This picture had mountains like the previous painting, but these were rugged and bare. Above was an angry sky from which rain fell and in which lightning played. Down the side of the mountain tumbled a foaming waterfall. The crowd could almost feel its cold, penetrating spray. This did not look peaceful at all. But when the king looked closely, he saw a little bird had built a nest on a branch in the tree that reached out in the direction of the tumultuous waterfall. Yet there, in the midst of the rush of angry water, undisturbed in her stormy surroundings, sat the mother bird on her nest in perfect peace. The king chose the last picture. Fourth was true love. True love means that you have an unwavering, unbreakable, and unparallelable fondness and devotion for your partner. It's also defined by an emotion as well as a physical connection with him or her that runs immensely deep. And life without your significant other would be practically unthinkable. Here is a story that exemplifies true love. My dad passed away 10 years ago on August the 25th. He was an amazing man, one in which I learned so much about being a good person. See, my dad in his last days knew he was dying and wanted the opportunity to talk one-on-one with each member of his family. He had 3 kids and 5 grandkids, so I summoned them all home, and each got to spend some time alone with him. After, each one said that they were so grateful to have had that time with their grandpa. But the real miracle and the true testament was yet to come. The day before Dad died, he stopped speaking and didn't move or open his eyes, just laid there lifeless and laboring to breathe. On Saturday around noon, my mom knew his time was getting close and told me to get the tape player, as an anniversary ritual of theirs was to dance to the song by Garth Brooks called The Dance. I went and got the tape player and started the song. As soon as I started, my dad lifted his hands toward my mother, and they held hands throughout the song. And as soon as the song ended, my dad was gone. It was so perfect. I was so grateful to have witnessed that moment because it was a lasting example of true love. See, we miss so many things in life because we don't take the time to truly appreciate all the little things that we have to experience. Step back, relax, breathe, and take it all in. Be grateful. Be grateful for the big things, your family, your friends, the environment, but also be grateful for the little things that normally go unnoticed or are assumed. The little smile you get from a person passing by, the small butterfly that lands on a chair next to you, to the little kid sitting in the shopping cart at the grocery store. Most importantly, be grateful for the love you have for yourself and others. I have one more story that I feel drives home the importance of being grateful. A blind boy sat on the step of a building with a hat by his feet. He held up a sign which read, "I am blind, please help." There were only a few coins in the hat, spare change from folks that had hurried past. A man was walking by. He took a few coins from his pocket and dropped them into the hat. He then took the sign, turned it around, and wrote some words. Then he put the sign back in the boy's hand so that everyone who walked by would see the new words. Soon the hat began to fill up. A lot of people were giving money to the blind boy. That afternoon, the man who had changed the sign returned to see how things were. The boy recognized his footsteps and asked, "Were you the one who changed my sign this morning? What did you write?" The man said, "I only wrote the truth. I said what you said, but in a different way. I wrote, 'Today is a beautiful day, but I cannot see it.'" Both signs spoke the truth, but the first sign simply said the boy was blind, while the second sign conveyed to everyone walking by how grateful they should be to see. In conclusion, I leave you with the saying that I have closed 7 other commencement addresses with. You ready, Mr. Doan? I'm ready. Every day in Africa, a gazelle wakes up knowing that it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will get eaten. Also, every day a lion wakes up knowing it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it will go hungry. No matter if you are a lion or a gazelle, when you wake up and your feet hit the floor, you'd better be running. Class of 2020, you have finally made it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Polly. At this time, please allow me to introduce Mr. Phil Mikulski, the superintendent of the West Branch Rose City Area Schools. Mr. Mikulski will officially present this year's graduating class to the Board of Education. Mr. Mikulski.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you tonight to confirm the class of 2020 as graduates of Ogemaw Heights High School. But before I do, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining us for this very unique and very special ceremony to help us celebrate with this exceptional class of seniors. With that, I would like to congratulate the class of 2020, and wish you nothing but the best in your very bright futures. I would also like to congratulate and thank the parents and families of this fine class as well. Without your support and encouragement, these students would not be before us today. Teachers, faculty, and staff, congratulations to you as well, and thank you for your hard work and dedication to our students. And now, as Superintendent of West Branch Rose City Area Schools, I accept Mr. Doan's affirmation that these students have successfully completed all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Board of Education. I now present them to you, the Board of Education, for presentation of diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Mikulski. Please tune in later for part 2 of our hybrid commencement ceremony for the presentation of diplomas. Thank you for watching, and good night.